Thank you so much for tuning in to Fitness on Fire TV. I'm Josh Graves, I'm your host, and it's a pleasure to be here today in Long Beach, California with the founder of Unconventional athlete, Eric Doyle. Eric, thank you so much for having us today. Eric's going to be taking us through the Bulgarian sandbags, what we're holding on to here. Can you tell us more about this and what you're going to take us through?
Yeah, this, I came across this. I used to grapple and wrestle back in the day. The Bulgarian bag actually comes from some of the wrestling circles and the wrestling teams over in Bulgaria. And it made its way to the United States. I actually learned from a guy named Maurizio Tangari, who's out of San Diego, great trainer. This can be used, again, similar to the mace as a core conditioning element. Really the conditioning benefit is very, very strong with this. The movements you do with this are very rotational based and very similar to what you would go through in like a wrestling match. The movements you do with the Bulgarian bag are similar in nature to what you would go through in like your typical wrestling match. You have a lot of explosive rotation. You got the bag kind of slamming on you. It revolves around a couple of movements, namely the spins, the arm throws, cleans and snatches, squats and presses. So there's a lot of other things you can do with it, but I think for today, and when I first really train a student, I'm going to really revolve around the spin. Just like with the mace, the main exercise is going to be the 360 and the 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. With the Bulgarian bag, the main thing is just getting the spin down. After the spin, you're a little more comfortable with the bag. You can flow to all the other movements a lot better. But I think for now, we're going to work with the spin. The Bulgarian bag basically comes from Bulgaria. It was made for some of the wrestling circles over there. This is used by Olympic athletes, a lot of combat athletes, and has a lot of benefits to your rotational muscles, your grip, and your conditioning. This is a great, especially for conditioning, this is a great tool. So when you first work with the Bulgarian bag, the motion I like to start people off with are just a half swing. You're going to be working with spinning this thing around the head, but a lot of people get really tripped up as it passes along the front of the body. So what I have them do, okay, if you notice it's got these nice handles on it. Some bags have these straps, some don't. There's some different applications for these, but for today we're not going to use those. The Bulgarian bag, so what you want to start with is just this motion here. I'm just getting this flow down right in front of you. This is usually step one to the spin here. I'm just getting this down. Your feet have to be rooted very strong in the floor. You notice my body counterbalances the bag. The body will kind of have this counterbalance going. You want to really unlock your legs, move your hips, okay? Root your feet into the floor. Your lats are inflated. Once this gets high enough and you're comfortable and you're not nicking yourself in the knees, then there's some other drills that we can work, and we're going to be spinning the bag around the head. It's real similar to what you do with the mace, but now we're working for speed. And there's a little more rotation in the body.
Now I noticed when you were grabbing it, you look like you're pretty deep in the handles here.
Yeah, because as you start to get sweaty or your grip fatigue sits in.
Do I want to have my thumb wrapped like a hook grip type thing?
I do, yes.
Okay.
Especially if you're getting sweaty or you're doing a bunch of other stuff too and your grip is tired, you want to have a good grip on this thing. The lower you grab on that, I've seen the bag just kind of fly out of people's hands and get dropped, but again, it's made for that. If you happen to drop it or it flies out of your hand, just pick it back up and keep going. You're not going to hurt the bag. So, they're made for it. Now, when you start working with a spin, I recommend starting with just 1 rep at a time and then building up to 2 reps or 3 reps or 4 reps. Your typical set would be anywhere from 10 to 20 reps in each direction. Okay. So, again, I start with my baby swing. Side to side with my hips, I unlock my legs, I move my hips, okay? And then all in one explosive motion, I'm going to bring this around my head, okay? And end up in the baby swing. The Bulgarian bag comes from Bulgaria. It was made for some of the wrestlers over there who were training for the Olympics and some of the higher level of grappling and wrestling. This is actually one of my favorite tools in the whole system of unconventional fitness. You got maces and bags and kettlebells, tires, sledgehammers, but this is made for conditioning, grip, and you almost feel like you're in a wrestling match with this bag. A lot of the movements are real similar and real specific to what you would go through in your typical wrestling match. So we have the basic motion down. Now a couple of small details. So it looks like when you're doing the spin that you're almost leaned over like this. What you also want to focus on is rotating your body. I have like a torso rotation, and I turn and I kind of follow the bag with my body. Okay. As opposed to leaning over into it. This will just cause problems in the very end. You'll end up hitting yourself. So you want to be upright and turn the body with the bag as it kind of comes around.
It's good to have a coach, right? I could be doing this at home, and if, you know, I thought I was doing it really well. But he's got that attention to detail, he's got that eye, so.
Yeah, it's almost there, we're gonna get there. And anytime you get tired, let's say you're doing like a 1 minute set, and you're 30 seconds in, you always just regress to the baby swing. You can always just keep swinging. The goal of this is work capacity, so instead of stopping, you can regress the movement to just the baby swing. Now, what's a very common mistake is you get people who are spinning just too high. You get them almost doing like one of these. You'll see this very commonly with some beginning clients. I mean, at least they have the rotation down, but this is not doing them any favors. You want it to be close behind the back here, almost like passing your shoulder blades. And then your arms you want to see straight here. Okay. So it's going to be very close to my shoulder blades in the back. Long arms, bent arms, long arms, bent arms, long arms, bent arms. And this will pass behind my head and my shoulder blades. Not be above my head in this big windmill motion here. That's not what we're looking for. Now, second practice drill is actually called the lamb swing.
Lamb swing.
Lamb.
Okay.
Believe it or not, in Bulgaria,
They swing lambs.
I'm not the biggest history buff with the Bulgarian bag, but I know that some farm animals are actually picked up like this over there and carried. So what we do is we start the bag over here, and we take the bag. Now similar to how with the mace, that elbow had to get up around the head, you start with the bag over here, and you pull it to the back. Okay? Like you would a lamb.
Oh, baby lamb, okay.
Okay? And then you return to the ground. Okay? Pull it, get it around the back, return to the ground. Pull it around the back. Here.
All right.
Okay? Give that a couple tries. Lamb swing.
You don't have an actual baby lamb sitting around.
Unfortunately, I don't. Not in Long Beach now.
Okay.
You can't find one of those.
All right. I feel like I'm getting robbed out of my true Bulgarian state baby experience.
So we're gonna bring it over here, and this elbow and arm is gonna come up around the head just like the mace did.
Not as choppy.
Okay. Obviously, we want to smoothen that out as it gets to the back. Take it around. Boom. Some people have a good side and a bad side, similar to like you would encounter with the windmill. The arm throw, and this can actually be the most taxing on your grip. This is the one that a lot of people don't like to do because it really hits the grip. If you think the spin was bad, the arm throw on the grip is another level. And I've been taught this several different ways. I've been taught it really, really deep. I've been taught it shallow. It really depends on which trainer that you work with. So the arm throw starts with a baby swing, and it's going to end up on your back here. See this? My left arm is almost around my neck, like I'm choking myself. And then this arm has to be high in order to catch the bag. Otherwise, if this arm is low, the bag just falls.
Okay.
So what I want to do is take it from the swing, up on the shoulders, and land it on my back as far as I can around my back, cast it off, drag it to the other side, land the other side like that. Now obviously, I want to land this as smoothly as I possibly can. I don't want it to bang and smash my back. I don't like it, and I know your clients won't like it. So they have to learn to smoothen out the bag, much like when you're learning a clean with kettlebells. How they bash their wrists in the very beginning, they just got to learn how to tame it.
Okay. So same maneuvers for the swing. And then and then you said squat to
Right
catch
to
it.
about there. For right now, we don't need to go any deeper. That arm around the neck, yeah, a little closer to your actual neck there. Think of, look how far the bag gets around the back like that.
Okay.
And see the shoulder here.
And then when I cast it, I'm going to come to complete standing.
Stand up, swing it through. And how deep you go, I guess it kind of depends on the specifics of your training. If you're an actual wrestler and grappler, you'll take this a little bit deeper. But just for general fitness, it's kind of up to you. And if you're training clients, the number one and number two things you're going to hear on this is, ouch, my grip, and how come this is hitting me in the back? So they got to know that a lot of grip is coming, and they have to learn how to smoothen out that landing on the back. Got to kind of finesse it a little bit.
Oh, yeah, okay. I do a lot of group training, a lot of farmers carries, rack carries, overhead carries, keg carries,
Clean snatches.
sandbag carries, clean snatches. But I haven't felt some of those muscles working like that, actually
Yeah.
holding on to that thing while it's in motion.
Yeah,
That's solid.
like I said, very similar to like if you were in a jiu-jitsu or a grappling match, you've got a hold of this guy's gi. And if you let go, he might change the position on you and maybe get a point on you. So having a good, long-lasting, strong grip is super critical in some combat sports. So very good tool if you're a combat athlete or any kind of grappler, really of any discipline. There's a huge grip benefit that carries over to gi-style combat sports like judo and jiu-jitsu. So we've learned the spin. We've gone over the arm throw. The third one I like to teach can either be the clean or the snatch. It really depends on the client. For today, I'm going to give you guys a special present and show you the snatch. I learned this from a guy named Dong Lee. He's one of the head Bulgarian bag instructors in Korea. So what we do is we grab the bag in what's called a microphone grip. With spins, we've got the bag in a traditional grip where the handle comes out of the bottom of your hand. The snatch can actually be done both ways, but I prefer the microphone grip where the handle comes out the top right there. Now, any kind of cleans or snatches, you have to use a wide stance because obviously the bag is going in between your legs. If you have a very short client with shorter legs, very commonly they will not be comfortable doing the snatch. So you can have them work the clean in regression. But the snatch is a fantastic exercise for grip and conditioning and explosive endurance for combat sports or just general fitness. So I've got the microphone grip. I want to take a wide stance because I got to fit the bag back here. And I'm going to hoist it back between my legs, over my head, punch this out, okay. Cast down, big backswing, land back up. If you use the counter grip where it's coming at the bottom of your hand, you're gonna have a little more of a bent arm in the very top, almost like a mini tricep extension. Okay. But as I was showing with this microphone grip, I really like the lockout portion, and it just seems more comfortable that way. On slightly straighter leg, you're not gonna want so much of a squat or a knee bend on that one. It's actually a pretty straight leg. If you flip too early, it lands funny. Obviously, if you flip too late, it can drag you backwards or stall in the very back. Here's something you might encounter if you play like a top game in a judo or jiu-jitsu. You're gonna come across a situation where you've got to hold the guy's gi and you have to lift them up. So very specific to grappling, but how's the conditioning on that?
Dude, huge.
Yeah, the cardio benefit to that exercise is off the chain. It also plays along with the whole grip factor. That's a good exercise right there. Thing with the Bulgarian bag is it's very open to flows and combinations. So once you get some of that stuff down that you just worked, you can really put those into combination. Some spins, some arm throws, some snatches, some cleans. Let's just take two, like the spin and the arm throw. Here's a combination you can do of the two. So one spin, land in an arm throw. Spin the other way, land in an arm throw. Spin, arm throw, spin, arm throw, spin, arm throw. Immediately into snatches. You can really make up your own combinations. This has great flexibility with flows and combination stuff. So, really good. Just let it go.
Eric, thanks so much for having us again today, brother. Definitely appreciate it. And we learned so much about the unconventional athlete today. We learned about the Bulgarian bag, we learned about the maces, and just a lot to take home. So you gotta check out those episodes. Eric, one more time, where can we find you on social media and online and all that other stuff?
Our main outlet is gonna be Facebook. You can find Long Beach Kettlebell Club as its own page, or you can go to Unconventional Athlete, and we have our own page there too. The two are actually separate, so if you're looking for more kettlebell-based training, you can find me on Long Beach Kettlebell Club page. Or if you're looking for more unconventional stuff like the Bulgarian bag and the mace and some of my other trainers like Rick Brown, Maurizio Tangari, Melody Schoenfeld, or some of my own students like Lauren Weiss, Jerica Triaz, or Tim Supsikoff. The whole Unconventional Athlete team can be found on Facebook. We also have a YouTube channel, and we're also on Instagram. Just put it Unconventional Athlete and you'll find it.
So thank you so much for tuning in to the Fitness on Fire TV channel today. If you like this content, do us a favor, like the content. Also, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. Last but not least, you can follow us on all of our social media channels, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or our website, www.fitnessonfireoc.com, where we ignite your passion for fitness.